Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and
Wait,
Grant
7.5?
Big. That's a big hit.
All right.
I got like a 7 1/4, I think.
Welcome to Sports
we're
with Balls,
7.5.
guys. What are y'all talking about? These measurements. Woo. I'm just kidding. We're talking about heads, the ones, these, because
We're talking about
head
keeps
size.
trying to take my glasses.
Well, look, she said that if I put her glasses on, that it stretches them out with my big head, and I was like, I don't have a big head.
You said forehead, and I said, no, not your forehead. I'm talking about I have a tiny, tiny, tiny head. So,
Sports with Balls.
Johnny J. He is back there with
love
us
it.
already playing that
Love it.
dirty stuff. Welcome in. We're Christian
Well, you saw his Halloween
Kirby.
costume, so
His Halloween costume
We're
was
still talking
banging.
about that.
yeah,
Damn.
Did you finally
that's
see
legendary. Dude.
I did. Johnny showed me the video of it. It
it?
was,
So freaking funny.
I liked it.
Open it
was
up. Maybe
bad.
we'll put it on the website, Johnny, for all the people that didn't.
Yeah,
get to
put it
see
on
you.
Sports with Balls.
How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
Yeah,
That's how he feels about it.
yeah.
Welcome to Sports with Balls, y'all. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles. We're hitting over here, 5114 Kirby
We're
Christians Tailgate on a Thursday. Sorry we missed y'all earlier this week. We had other schedules we had to fulfill. But we're back Thursday night. We're going to go over the Thursday night football game that starts in a little bit. A bunch of stuff. How was y'all's week? Y'all good?
Woo!
I miss Monday, man. I miss not being here.
You did?
I
Well,
did.
Is it because you finally did okay on the bets you posted?
Finally, what are you talking about? Like, I'm starting to heat up. So
You are
excuse
actually the
you.
last couple of weeks. Your
It's
lines have
funny
been pretty
because
good.
it's like
You're damn
your
right.
bets like have been off at the beginning of the season, but in the league you keep winning.
So
Oh, in the fantasy football league?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Lauren doesn't even set her lineup, so if you're
No,
playing
she
Lauren,
doesn't.
I
if you're
know.
playing Lauren, you're good to go, Johnny.
I don't even think I have a quarterback. Is that who? Am I playing you this week, Johnny? Oh, you
okay.
You beat me last week.
I was gonna say if you're playing it this week, just you don't even have to play half your roster, and you'll be all right.
because I just don't even
Be all
look
right.
at it. I'm just like, okay,
Right.
whatever.
Maybe I should go in and change.
Half the guys
it,
are
like, put it
hurt
in.
or
Yeah.
not playing because of COVID.
No, I think one week I played you. I don't think you played like 3 people.
She need
And
to,
I had, like, my worst score,
just
and I
hire
won.
me as a man, like I'll manage your
I just
team.
don't touch it. Like I pay attention to the games, take notes on the game, and I work all day Sunday.
What's up,
We've talked
Danny,
about this.
Scott, Olivia, Roy Stanton? We'll see you. We're gonna get to Roy's company here in a little bit, obviously.
Thank you for being part of us.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, man.
How was your week?
My week has been interesting. I guess I guess we'll get to that in the Jeff 5, whatever we.
Ooh, leaving a little
he was-
innuendo
He
or
was playing hot. He was
suspicion
playing.
there.
He was playing hot shot.
If you
didn't see him
follow,
playing Hot
listen,
Shot?
if you follow our Sports with Balls page on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, whatever, then you
Yeah.
have
We are everywhere.
you have somewhat of an idea
Everywhere.
of what I'm talking about. Because
He's playing Hot Shot.
Yeah.
But speaking, but speaking of multiple platforms, we are now on so many podcast platforms.
Yes,
It's
yes.
awesome. Thank
You
you,
can
Jeff.
find
Thank
us-
you, Johnny, for setting that up.
On your Apple Podcast, put in Sports with Balls, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, Pandora, basically wherever you get all your podcasts, we are going to be there. We just set
Yes.
that up this past week, so we are podcast friendly now. Everywhere.
Literally for all of you that have iPhones, which that's a majority of people, but if you it's okay if you don't because you can find us elsewhere. But if you have the iPhone, you get on that like little purple emoji that comes with the phone
it says
that says podcast. You can find us there.
They have a name for it.
Yeah.
It's not just
Podcast.
a color.
It's not just icy.
I'm wearing my
purple.
Tiger Red today.
I
Why's
know.
that?
I know. Well, I mean, you know, as Grant will probably mention
The
a few
Masters. Yeah.
times. Love Tiger Woods. Obviously, the Masters
Yeah,
kicked
you're a
off. Speaking of kicking
fanboy.
off, let's get this show rolling, y'all. 2-minute drill, brought to you by Joe Applewhite, Applewhite Realty. 713.
Say that 3
Whoa, what was
times.
that? What was that?
Wow, whoops. 713-291-5270, making the impossible possible. And as a matter of fact, like he posted something this week. He went to Kroger, struck a deal with them. You know when you're pushing your
I
cart.
saw
and
that.
I saw that. He
He's-
sent it to me.
So
Congrats,
he's
Joe.
got the little. So now when you're shopping for your groceries, you get to stare at Joe Applewhite all the time. So
That's awesome.
I mean,
Hey, when you make it on the shopping cart, you've made it, by
right?
God. Hell yeah.
I mean, if you're not
Hell
making
yeah.
it on the milk carton from missing, but you make it on the shop cart,
Johnny put up hybrid technologies, a little free advertising for Roy.
Jeff's not listening to you. I heard you though.
I'm not. I'm
What-
like,
No, I
you
heard,
know,
exactly. See,
What'd
Jeff
she
wouldn't listen
say?
to you. I heard
Jeff,
you
you're not
though.
listening,
Oh my god.
bro.
Golly, that's why I don't. Well, maybe I do have a.
Well,
we'll
I
get
walked
into
in,
it later.
and speaking
She
of your
broed you.
shirt, I walked in and I was like, "Oh, U of H, go Cougs!"
No, I said Tiger Woods. All good. Let's go.
All right, let's hit
2-minute
that
drill.
whistle. It's time to get to the 2-minute drill. So we're going to start off right here in Houston, where Russell Westbrook is demanding the trade. It has been the big talk of the day. Yesterday, it was released. He told a source that he wants out of Houston. So many questions come from this. Is this due to the front office changes because of the GM, Raphael Stone, new head coach Steven Silas? Is this regarding new acquisitions that they're going to get? And the change of this style of play, because we know it's been small ball for years. And then dribble from James Harden, trying to make the shot. They're going to change that this year, get a center, make it more traditional. Is that why? Or does he want to get away from James Harden? So many questions.
Bye.
I think there might have been too much
I mean,
testosterone.
I don't have any other response to that than bye. Like, I don't think that they were a good fit in the first place. I've told you guys, y'all know this, that's not a good dynamic, them two. And look, Westbrook, he took more shots this year than he's ever taken in his whole career and had a terrible shooting percentage. He's not a good fit. We know Harden's going to jack the ball up. They need a center, and Westbrook is he's never gotten along with anybody. And he's a complimentary player, you know, and he wants to be a star, but he's a complimentary player.
Right.
He is, as we've seen with Kevin Durant and now with James Harden, I think he's best whenever he's the lone star on a team.
Yeah,
to what
exactly.
you said,
Yeah.
which is what he was at Oklahoma City. But it's crazy to me though, because man, the Rockets are imploding and the season ain't even started yet.
It's crazy.
I mean, they got problems.
And I love Silas. Silas was an incredible hire. And now they got Jeff Hornacek, who, you know, for years and years and years hated because of being a Rockets fan growing up. Utah Jazz were, you know, the arch nemesis of the Rockets. But
Hey, it wasn't just Rockets. It was I was not a fan
the
of that.
Jazz. Yeah,
No.
I mean Stockton, Hornacek. I mean those guys they killed us. But now Hornacek joined the Rocket staff too. So we'll see what happens.
Well, speaking of the staff and Steven Silas, who you mentioned a minute ago, I mean, he has so much experience. It excels him rather than just any other head coach, too.
I saw him.
So
He
really
did an
good.
interview on ESPN the other day, and such an incredible guy. So I'm excited for the Rockets for that hire, for sure.
But the
Super.
thing, you just wonder who's going to pick up something like that on Westbrook. He's got $41 million due next year.
Yeah,
he's got $44 million due after that, and
man.
$47 million due after that.
I think it's
Man.
$132 million in the next 4 seasons. Next 3 seasons.
And that's the thing is, like, was there too much testosterone in the bubble? Is like they're like, oh, now I want to break free. I want out of Houston, or was that situation? Was
Probably.
it Bubblesville?
It'll play out. They're now saying that it wasn't. It says 3 seasons, 132.7 left on his deal. It's saying that he didn't demand a trade. He just kind of wants out. He's not demanding. But then you see all these other pop-ups
I've seen demand.
with Tucker, PJ Tucker,
Yes.
you know, coming out on Twitter saying all this stuff. And you see Eric Gordon coming out and saying all this stuff.
Yep.
The Rockets look like a little bit of a mess right now.
Yeah,
Sure.
House is complaining.
Eddie House.
PJ Tucker wants a new contract. Like, man,
Tillman Fertitta, good luck.
Yeah.
my friend.
Roy says there's going to be some dreadful years ahead in H-Town sports. And, I mean, look, if you just look at H-Town sports in general, like to what Roy's saying, it looks bad. Like, it looks real bad. Basketball team looks like it's imploding. The football team looks like the Cowboys. You know, and
well,
Well, that's
Cowboys
what's
look a little bit
that's
better 'cause they have a
ironic
better
that
record.
you go there with the Texans, because as bad as the Jets are and as bad as the Cowboys are, they, all the eyes are off of the Texans because of that.
and then you got.
But they did get the win last.
And then you got
Yeah.
Springer, who we'll get to in a second.
So exactly, that leads us into the second of the 2-minute drill right here in Houston. George Springer going to the Astros. He rejected the 1-year, $18.9 million qualifying offer on Wednesday.
Duh.
So he remains
Yeah.
a free agent. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, everybody
Um,
thought this was a big deal. It's really not.
No.
And if this outfielder, George Springer, goes somewhere else, then the Astros will get draft compensation. So that's good news for the Astros.
if he
Listen,
goes somewhere else, he's
there-
going somewhere else.
He's going somewhere
We know
else.
he is.
It's
Yeah. We know he is.
Boston or the Mets, people with a lot of cap room. And especially during a COVID crisis like we're in right now, he's going to get as much money as possible, because who knows what the salary is going to look like next year or the year after. So why would he sign that deal? So, I mean, it makes complete sense. And a lot of people were blowing up all over Facebook, Twitter, people that aren't, salaries friendly and knowing exactly what goes on, look, of course he was going to deny that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, it's going to suck.
Well, he has a
Exactly,
market
Johnny.
value. He has a market value according to Spot Track. He's got a market value about 4 years, 101, which makes about $25 million a year, kind of in that Justin Upton, Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
So that's a big contract.
That's another interesting guy,
another
too.
Houstonian,
Yeah.
Goldsmith from
And-
the Woodlands.
And Springer deserves that.
100%.
Whatever he gets, he deserves
100%.
it.
Now, Jeff, we are going back to your red shirt. It's your favorite time.
Oh,
Masters
man.
Week. Carlos Ortiz earned his first PGA title at the Vincent Houston Open right here this past weekend. Did y'all go? Did y'all go?
No.
No, I did not.
No, all right. So he came to Houston ranked 160th in the official World of Golf ranking. Then he finished the tournament under 13. What you got to say about this?
The Masters. Look, it was a warm up. That guy.
Are you downplaying this? He's like the first Mexican to win.
I know it was great for him, but I mean, it was all everybody plays. Unfortunately for Houston, it's just a warm up to the Masters. Every year it's exactly what it is, and
It's so weird. It's not Shell or anything. It's like
I mean, Vivint.
Vivint, whatever.
But they weren't allowing a lot of fans in this week here in Houston. They were only a certain amount.
Really? I knew so many people that went.
I talked to Butch and asked him, and he was like, "Man, he was out of town, so he couldn't go." I was almost trying to go, but I had
Ironically,
prior engagements.
I talked to
Hot
TK, and he couldn't go because he was golfing himself.
But the Masters is on. I woke up early this morning. I was fired up to watch it. Then, of course, a rain delay, pouring down rain. So they had a 3-hour rain delay this morning.
Yeah.
Paul Casey is in the lead right now, -7. Tiger Woods shot 4 under, best opening round ever that he shot at the Masters. 3 shots off the lead. Looked surprised the hell out of me because even in my DraftKings, I didn't pick Tiger. I didn't think
Who
he'd
did you
shoot that
pick?
well. I picked Dustin Johnson, John Rahm, let's see, Tony Finau.
Did you do this as well, Grant?
No, I didn't do
No.
that.
And then a couple of other, small names because you got to use your salary,
Yeah.
But I love the Masters. I will tell you this: it looks awkward and sounds awkward
And why?
because no fans.
Ah.
It's so weird. Can you imagine Tiger Woods winning a major tournament without a crowd?
No.
That
Well-
would be weird.
Well, but here's the thing that's weird. First off, I don't want to rain on the parade of the Masters. I think it's awesome they're playing it. It was extremely disappointing when they said they weren't going to play it. So I'm going to say I'm so glad they're playing.
Yep.
I'm not trying to be negative about it, but I will. What's disappointing? What's disappointing is how it goes, Jeff, with the Masters. It's great because you have March Madness, the Final Four, then you have the Masters, and it just all kind of leads up, and it's just like it doesn't have that build up like it did
Yeah,
before.
100%. I think that's why they tried to have College Game Day
That's
there.
exactly what I was
Yeah.
going to say. That kind of like got the hype going.
Yeah, and it's weird with no fans, and because in the Masters, the holes and the trees, like when you hear somebody scream, you can hear it from on number 2 with the screams coming from number 13, and you
Yeah.
know something happened over there. And they have the big leaderboards posted everywhere, and it's sort of like that mystique of the Masters is kind of taken away. It's super quiet, man.
And like opening day's around that same time. So you just in baseball, so you just have all these things going on around that time period, and that's not going on right now. And it just kind of, I'm excited it's on, but it just kind of a little deflating.
Yeah, the aura of the Masters is definitely taken away. And like you said, I'm glad they're playing it. It's going to be weird if Tiger's in the hunt and there's no crowds because the noise plays a lot to do with Tiger Woods.
Absolutely.
And
I mean,
golf.
it does in all of sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
We witnessed it this 2020.
Yep. So
Okay.
it's just another one of those things for 2020. By the way, speaking of 2020, tomorrow is Friday the 13th in 2020.
I know.
Yikes! Spikes.
Glad we're getting this show out of the way now.
Yeah, I know. For real.
Do. Well, we got through Halloween, so
Well, I will
That
say
happened.
they've changed the odds on it so far as the Masters. It started off with Bryson DeChambeau, and for day 2 coming up, they've got Justin Thomas now as the favorite.
He's 5 under now in the first 10. They got dark, so he'll finish up his first round tomorrow. So that's your Masters recap from Jeff Michael. I'll do another one tomorrow.
I know and it's your favorite. It's okay. You can go a little bit longer, but we will go to the last 2-minute drill here, and this is one that I absolutely adore.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I cover sports is for feature stories like this. So Chris Nikic, we just found out that's how you pronounce his last name. He becomes the first person, the first man with Down syndrome to complete the Ironman.
Yeah.
21-year-old from Florida. He crossed the finish line in 16 hours, 46 minutes, and 9 seconds. And guys, I mean, it's just so heartwarming. Like, I love this. It's a story of inspiration. It gives you drive and determination to keep going.
When
It makes me feel like garbage. I've accomplished nothing. This dude is
for
like,
real, I'm like, oh, my
this
neck
dude
hurts.
is
I'm like,
just-
okay.
21-year-old.
yes, like Jeff said, like I got up from my desk today and I was like, my back hurts, my lower back.
This guy's competing.
This guy's doing Ironman.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this story, it was one of the first things that I sent out for for our little production. Just an incredible,
Yeah.
Our little
heartwarming,
production that keeps growing.
and inspiring story. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
congratulations to you, sir. Like that was awesome.
Yes.
And apparently, Chris's Instagram has grown. He got 33,000 new followers after this, and sources
So
say
that's what
he's
it
gotten
takes?
a bunch of love.
Yeah.
and
That's what it takes. I need to
messages.
go do the Ironman then. Maybe my IG followers will grow.
I don't know, man. I'm 40. Well, I'm not.
No, I gotta compete like this cat, which that ain't happening.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna stick.
16 hours and 46 minutes.
That's all right.
Do you think you can run, bike, and swim that long?
I don't want to run for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't like running at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate running.
No.
Like I have to be playing
I did a little
basketball
over
or something.
4
I just can't
yesterday.
run.
I
just
could
can't
ride a
run.
bike. Ride a bike, yeah, I could do that.
Lauren
but
was hiking this past weekend.
I know, I saw
It
that.
was amazing.
Yeah,
One of them was like 6.7
Lauren
miles.
has a little bit more than 33,000 followers.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish, actually. Hey,
Go to
I mean,
Lauren Leal's
Lauren
Instagram.
__Leal. Boom. Catch me there.
There you go.
But yeah,
What-
yeah, no.
Hey, What is it
listen,
again? What
we'll
is
do
it?
if Lauren gets 50,000, we'll just enter her into the Iron Woman, and you got to compete
There
because you
go.
do all that stuff.
Iron
you run
person-
every day.
Iron
I
person.
run a lot, but I
Iron
will say
person.
this. Shout out to my uncle Scott. You're amazing. He's done like 3 Ironmans, and
Oh.
he does a bunch of marathons
Is that
too.
Vicky's brother? Because Vicky's watching.
You got it.
Vicky, tell your brother congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got to watch him run the half one and finish it in Galveston.
How you
which was
watch
cool.
somebody run that?
You like stand on the side, and you hold the sign, and
How long
So
did you
you
stand
get
there?
to see like a brief second
No,
of
no,
it?
no. You see a brief second of it,
Yeah.
or you can wait for
We
them at
watched
the
it.
end.
Did you wait there the whole time?
No, we got there
Okay,
towards the end.
there you go. All right.
get in your
so
car
you,
and
so
you
you didn't
drive
watch
to the
them run it.
end.
You watched them finish it.
Well, the thing is, it's hard because it's like they bike and then they swim and then they run, so it's all different.
You need a drone.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Ooh, I want a drone.
But you can't really say
Yeah.
that you watched them run it. You watched them finish it.
Okay,
There you go.
to be proper.
Yes.
Oh, here
Okay.
comes Papa
PC.
Grant.
It's all about being proper. There you go.
Proper PC.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Papa Miles.
You're welcome.
All right, and that is your 2-minute
That's
drill.
your 2-minute drill that went 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was fun,
That was
right?
a little bit longer.
We had some fun.
Nah,
with
it's
that.
just sort of what it is.
It was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
All
I
right,
liked
so
it.
we are leading up the show tonight until kick off. We got the Colts taking on the Titans. But before we start that, we got to thank some people first. And we will go to Roy. We know you've been tuning in
Yep.
from the start. So thank you so much for being with us tonight and being with us on every show. Hybrid Technologies Group and Roy Stanton, they will take care of you, reliability. They're the ones that you need, whether it's phone, cable services, cloud services, cameras, you name it, anything electronic, they got your back.
Johnny,
Call them-
you can put up Joe now.
Call them at 832-336-1201.
Hey, Johnny, we're doing a show here.
And that is Roy Stanton with Hybrid Technologies Group.
Sorry, I was talking over
Hey,
you.
speaking of producers, before you get into construction concepts, did you see what Dan Levitard did?
I don't watch that garbage, man.
Okay. Well, listen, Dan Levitar's show is pretty good. It's
We gotta thank some people.
so ESPN let go of 140 or 170 people the other day, and
Lot of people.
one of them was his producer.
Oh, really?
And so Dan Levitard hired him back on, like personally, and gave him the same salary that ESPN did,
That's
so he could
awesome,
stay
dude.
producing the show.
That's
So
awesome.
Johnny, if I make it
That's-
one day,
that's
I'll
very
hire you
cool.
back if you ever get fired.
No, he's
I was
gonna have
say,
to.
who's he
no,
getting fired by, Jeff?
he's gonna
I know.
have
I
to.
guess.
Like,
No, Johnny's got other stuff going on.
He's gonna have to interview just like everybody else.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we're gonna go and thank Construction Concepts. You know, Mark. If you're listening, Mark, what's up? Make sure let us know if the kids are listening, so we can be proper or not.
Yeah, right.
I noticed it's Mark's anniversary.
Yeah, today 9 years.
Happy
9 years.
anniversary,
Happy
Mark.
anniversary.
We met you
Mark.
like a week ago.
Yeah.
It
That
was
was
so much
a
fun.
Crazy wedding.
Yes, I bet it was. Construction
Oh.
Concepts, Mark and Josh, they are changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682 or buildithouston.com.
That was a good one.
You like sped up the dot. I like it.
.com.
I like that one. That was a low one.
That was.
Football time. Let's get in it.
All right, tonight we're kicking it off. The Colts are taking on the Titans. That's right, and they only have a one-game difference. It's an AFC South division matchup, and we're going to be leading up to it in the show right at kickoff. So we look at this matchup, and I got some notes on it. Are you looking at my notes?
I am
over there,
looking at your notes. I'm like, you got a lot of notes on it. You just go ahead and take this section over.
Yes, let me do this, and then I'll ask you my questions, okay? I'm like, stop staring at my laptop, boy. So
we need to get you one of those, like, you know, like where you have your own like little setup over there, like the host, like the hostess, and like we can sit over here and just look. I'm like, okay, we're ready.
So you can surprise us.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I just need one of those screens that no one else can view you, and only you can like see it, like when you're dead on.
Okay, we won't look.
All right.
We won't look.
Anyways, matchup
Put on
tonight.
these blockers
Colts,
that my head stretches out.
Indianapolis and Tennessee. So Derrick Henry is back, of course, 843 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. Tannehill is 19 passing touchdowns on the season. The Colts may come out strong because, get this, they score most of their points in the first half of the past 5 out of 8 games, outscoring their opponents. But we look at the matchup. You have Rivers for the Colts, who has thrown 7 picks, and the Titans stand at 9 interceptions. Jadeveon Clowney is projected to be back after he had a 1-game absence due to some knee injury that he was having. So the Titans are favored. It keeps changing, but the max that it has gone to is 2 points that they're going to take it.
I think
now
1.
it's like 1.5.
I got Titans plus 1.
Okay, it kept changing. So it's so close, but do the Colts stand a chance?
This is a boring game, I think. I mean, it could
Why do
come
you
out.
say
It
that?
couldn't come out explosive. There's just not a lot of explosive plays that coming out. Like Corey Davis for the Titans has been coming on, although he did 0 last week, but he's actually been playing really, really good. So we're going to see what happens with this. I mean, it's a divisional game, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably. I think
It
that's
means
why
more.
I think that's why they have it at 1 point. Where's it at now, Grant? Do you know?
Yeah, well, like you were saying, I mean, it was just 2.5 yesterday. Tennessee minus 2.5, and I like Tennessee minus 2.5. Then, I mean, I love them now at plus 1. So
yeah, I got
right now
plus
you
1.
got the Colts minus 1, which is odd with Tennessee hosting the game, Indianapolis on the road.
And that's why,
weird.
and that's what's so weird. And that's why I was like, listen, if it's dead even, you always take the home team, and especially here we go again with the better record type
Correct,
deal. You know,
yes.
if you have if you're getting points and you have the better team and they're at home, that's that's almost a no-brainer.
Correct.
Well, we've talked about emotion a lot on this show and how that really plays a factor into a game, and it does in our everyday lives, going to work and whatnot. And you mentioned wide receiver Corey Davis. He actually just lost his 27-year-old brother yesterday.
I saw that, yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, he had a really strong case of kidney cancer, and they just found out.
27. Wow.
Yeah, they just found out about it recently too, the cancer, and so but he's projected to play tonight. So we'll see how much of a
Generally
factor
speaking,
that takes into his.
A lot of
play.
players come out and play well. You know, after they've had
They're like
something like a
playing for
loss.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I took Tennessee. Like I said, it's better record. They're at home, and you're getting a point. At least that's what it was when I took it. This was only like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I took the point. They're at home. And I think Tennessee's a better team. I really do. Colts, listen, they threw 2 touchdown passes.
I'm listening. Every time Jeff
There
goes, he's
you
like,
go.
listen,
Boom.
listen. All right, I'm
Lauren.
listening.
Laura.
I like it. I like it.
Naheem Hines.
She's listening.
Naheem Hines for the Colts caught 2 40-plus yard touchdown passes for Phillip Rivers the other week.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have lost that game. I just think that the Titans are a better team. Derrick Henry's the rushing leader right now.
Right.
So I got Titans. They're at home.
Titans took it over Bears last week.
And Tannehill can go off for 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, Tannehill, I think, is having probably his best season ever
And
of
it's
his
sneaky,
career.
and you're not hearing anything about him. But
Correct.
man, Tannehill's having a killer season.
He's having an awesome season.
It's
He's
kind of like-
completion percentage. It's his best. His career is 63. He's at almost 66 now. He's got 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Tennessee, like you said, when you just go quarterback for quarterback, Tannehill, Rivers, Tannehill's better right
yeah.
now. you got the better running game. You got the better defense. I mean, it's just Tennessee has a better team.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of like what you say with Tannehill, who's sneaking up on you that doesn't get a lot of praise, like Derek Carr. You know, he's having a really great season too.
Correct.
Obviously, different team, different game. But, so are you taking the Titans?
Oh, well, I'm taking the Titans straight up, but especially if you're going to give them 1 point. Like, absolutely. Yeah, no
Right.
doubt. For sure.
And Jeff's going with Titans, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that's tonight's game. Like I said, we'll be on here leading up until kickoff. We go into Sunday's matchups, and we're going to go down the list, but there's a couple that I wanted to talk about on here. And
Let's do it.
Let me look at her notes.
I know, I'm like, he's over here.
And she's really worried about it, too. She's like, it's like you're cheating on a test.
I want to slap your wrist
She
right
keeps
now.
looking over at you like, what is he doing?
I see Kyler
keeps,
Murray.
that keeps going more this way. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, not to Kyler Murray yet, but a game that I think is going to be fun, regardless of what the outcome is, because it's the rookie matchup, the Chargers versus the Dolphins. And the Chargers have only had 2 wins on the season. Dolphins are 5-3 after advancing over the Cardinals last week. But I think it's an interesting matchup because you have Herbert over here with the awesome arm. You have Tua, who can extend plays on the ground, and then he also has he's a great passer as well. And like I said, so the Dolphins, they've won 4 straight games. Tua, 20 of 28 last week, 20 of 28 for 248 yards. Mouthful.
You want me to read your notes?
Mouthful. Mouthful. And like I said, he got it done on the ground too with 35 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. So who has the advantage in this game as far as the quarterbacks go?
What's the line?
Ooh, this one I was surprised because Miami's been underdogs going into games.
Yeah, well,
They've been underdogs going into games.
I mean,
but they've
For
been
how
playing
many
well.
years?
Well, I don't know.
Two
But
was
they're-
2-0, but like his first game he only threw for 93 yards.
Yeah.
The second game,
Miami minus 2.5.
See, but listen, we're going back.
Now he's going to think
Listen.
about it every time he does
Okay,
it.
He
now I
does
can't
it all
say
the
listen
time.
You've
anymore.
exposed something.
do
Now
it.
he's gonna
You
think
do it
about
all
All
the
right,
time.
All right, I gotta say something else then. All right, I'll figure it out. But if the Chargers can't, if they're gonna find a way to lose. It seems to happen every week,
Every
man.
week,
It's
dude.
crazy. The Chargers are really good. If you're asking me who's better, Tua or Herbert, like I'm going Herbert. This kid's amazing. Like he is phenomenal. And the Chargers just find these weird ways to lose football games. This will be a fun matchup because of the rookies, and I mean, I'm gonna go Chargers.
You know what's crazy to your point about Herbert? Chargers 5th in the NFL in passing yards.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
5th in the
Wow.
NFL in passing
good,
yards.
man.
I mean, the Chargers, to your
I
point.
mean, Herbert. There you go.
But the problem, like Jeff said, is the Chargers are in games. They look really good. Like you'll look, of course, we don't watch all their games, but they're up 10. They're up 17. They're up big points, and then you turn around and they end up losing a game 31-30.
Yep.
To the Denver Broncos. They struggle. Right now, the Dolphins are hot. I told you. You made a big joke about it because you said, please say this on the air. So I'm going to do what you wanted me to do.
I'm buying. I know what your
Do it,
Christmas
do
present
it.
is now.
Other than the Cowboys, the Dolphins are becoming quickly one of my favorite teams.
Oh, they're
Oh,
light
man.
blue too.
I'm gonna buy you a
That's
Fitzpatrick.
a totally different blue. That is a totally
It's
different
not
blue.
even-
What are you talking about?
They're like a light
not
blue.
even close.
Wow.
I know it's like a baby blue, like a
It's
literally
not
the
it. I
color
don't
of a
even
dolphin.
think they
I
call
wouldn't-
it blue.
No, I was going to say that's not even a blue
I
color.
don't even-
It is.
No,
No, it's
It
not.
has blue in it.
It's yeah, exactly.
Well,
they're,
and then
they're
and then
like a light
Johnny's
blue,
over
like
there
a
with their
cowboy.
royal blue
That doesn't
giant.
make any
You're
sense.
comparing them to like the Oilers. Like
Yeah.
that's a baby blue.
Yeah, correct.
All
You're
right,
talking
now-
teal. But I'd go Dolphins. Dolphins are hot.
I'm going Chargers, man. I like Herbert a lot, and they're gonna pull one out finally.
Chargers,
Dolphins.
By the way, look
and
for all of our picks Sunday morning. We post them Sunday morning on all of our Sports with Balls social media:
Yep.
Instagram,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
Twitter, Twitch,
Yep.
TikTok, all of them.
Yep.
We're on there.
Hey, and if you got some balls, come on
Yeah,
with it.
post your picks.
Yeah.
Do
yeah.
it.
Let's
There
see-
you go.
let's
You got some balls. Lauren.
Yeah.
Since you're
She
going,
came back from Colorado. Hype.
Is this Red Bull? Like,
No, it's
Lord?
water.
Man.
Yeah, straight vodka. No, I'm just
Fire
kidding. It's a
tonight.
bottle of water from Christian Tailgate.
Vicky,
you can
Vicky's
definitely
gonna get mad.
Definitely come join us up here off Kirby. It's always a fun time. Thank you to Dustin and everyone up here at Christian Tailgate. But since you're so huge on the Dolphins right now, before we
Wait,
pass
hey,
on this game,
Not huge. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying,
I'm just saying,
you know,
Okay.
you like them a little bit.
How do you
Okay.
say Tua's
So-
last name?
Tonga Baloa.
It sounds like you said Tunga.
Yeah, he did.
Tunga
Isn't that it?
Tagovailoa.
Isn't that it?
Tagovailoa.
Well, you knew who I was talking
It's
about.
hard, dude.
All I got to say is Tua, and you know who I'm talking about.
It's hard. Anyways, I do it too.
Okay.
Anyways, no, I gotta ask you, since like you're feeling good about him right now. Do you think Tua will take you to the playoffs, and then if you clinch, you think he'll take you far? In the
Well, right
post?
now they're in the playoffs. Right now they're in the playoffs as a wild card. So,
is he your guy?
based
And
on
you're
the
huge on Fitzmagic, which obviously is
based
in
on the
picture.
second game the guy's ever played in the NFL and the way he played last week, yes.
Yeah.
I need to get all the Fitzpatrick jerseys. And there are like 9 of them.
Oh, you got a lot to choose
There's like
from.
9.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get on it. I'm getting
Yeah.
9 of them.
Yes. Yeah.
That's going to be Grant's
You could
Christmas
decorate your wall.
present.
I could decorate my wall with all the jerseys.
All right, we
I
got
don't
to
even
hurry.
wallpaper.
We got 30 minutes. Let's 25. Let's run them.
All right. So next we will go to the Bills versus the Cardinals. So Bills 7-2, Cardinals 5-3. Like I said, they lost to the Dolphins last week after missing a 39-yard field goal attempt. But it was Kyler's one of his best games of the season. He had a career high rushing 106 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He almost looked like Tua with his numbers. He was 21 of 26. How do you think that he's going to perform going against the Bills this week?
I read a crazy stat. I read a crazy quote the other day. Somebody says it was a scout or it was an executive in the NFL said he thinks Kyler Murray's better than Lamar Jackson.
Well, and I saw that, and they put up last year Lamar Jackson's numbers halfway through the season. Kyler Murray has better numbers.
Yes.
And last year was Lamar Jackson's MVP, unanimous MVP season.
Yep.
But Lamar Jackson didn't get going until the second half of the season last year. Like he went nuts the second half of the season, and that's really what clinched the MVP.
I'm not too happy with Lamar Jackson right now because I feel like he's trying to blame the coaching on what's happening with his play. I don't know if you heard him in a press conference over this after this last game. He basically was saying like, okay, well, the defense, the opposing defense is reading everything that we do, so we really need to change up our play calls and everything like that. And I was like, okay, well, how about you get out and play to the caliber you were playing last week or last year?
Well, we'll get to the Baltimore game, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Are they
Baltimore
even
game.
playing this week? I got to look it up. But to your point, no, I'm not happy with Lamar Jackson. No, Lamar Jackson. We'll discuss that.
Now, here's a question about this game, though: is we know who the Bills have always been,
Yes.
and their record this year.
Yes.
So, due to last week, and then basically like pounding out the Seahawks and running all over their defense, which I feel so bad for Russell Wilson. Do the Bills really live up to this record of 7-2?
Well, they play in the AFC East, so playing in the AFC East helps. If you're a really good team and you play in the AFC East, I mean, you can already chalk it up for some W's. So
6 out of the 8. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you got 6 easy wins right there.
Correct. But the Cardinals, though, beat the Seahawks also. I do think that record's inflated a little bit. Cardinals are a favorite at home. Right now it's 2.5. It was 1.5 yesterday.
So it's Cardinals minus 2.5?
Cardinals minus 2.5.
Oh my gosh, Reynolds said Kyler could be better than Deshaun.
He could. Listen, a lot of blame. You can't blame everything on the coaches.
Bill O'Brien?
Bill O'Brien.
Romeo
you
Crennel.
know, all of them. I mean, eventually you gotta wonder if Deshaun Watson is not the hype, or is this just sophomore slump? You know, who knows?
Yeah.
All right, Bills, Cardinals. Who you taking?
Bills plus the 2.
You're
2.5.
taking Bills. All right.
Arizona.
All right.
Oh man, we're going all right.
I thought you were really going to say Kyler.
This is going to be a fun Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going to go Arizona.
All right, shall we run through the rest, or shall we
Let's
go do
do
a
it.
little recap?
No, let's run through them real quick.
Let's
All
go.
right, we're going to run through them. We got Eagles and the Giants. That's Johnny's
Yeehaw.
team right there.
I was
What's-
just about to get to this game.
What's the betting line on this one?
Right now you got Eagles minus 3.5.
Eagles minus 3.5. Giants. Dude, the Giants are a terrible football team. Eagles.
So are the Eagles, though.
Johnny's face right now.
They just are. I mean, look, their whole season chalk it up to him tripping on the 20-yard line. You know, like that is like it's.
That's their butt fumble. It
Johnny's
is.
still making that face.
I mean, look, the Eagles, man. Who is Carson Wentz? You know,
Dude.
like is
No
this
idea.
guy the 12-win quarterback that went to the Super Bowl and then they had to put in Nick Foles, or is he just a mess, man? Because right now he looks like a mess.
You know what's funny?
wanna make a bet I
Speaking
can
of
throw
that, I
football
actually
over the
heard
mountain.
someone say like they should have left Carson Wentz in rather than Nick Foles. Isn't that crazy?
Carson Wentz, I can't tell you what kind of quarterback he is right now. He's all over the place, man.
So who are you taking?
He's literally like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
You taking
four,
Wentz?
4 touchdowns or 4 picks.
You taking Wentz or Jones?
What's the line again?
-3.5.
-3.5. That's it because
Giants?
Eagles -3.5.
because it's a
Eagles.
division game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Eagles minus the point. Sorry, Johnny, I'm taking the Eagles.
You know the Giants
You
won
can't
last
do
week,
the
correct?
Eagles.
Giants
You
won
can't
last
do the
week, right?
Eagles.
Giants won last week.
They did.
I'm gonna go with the Giants plus the
Do
3.5.
Eagles. Cowboys.
I'm gonna go with the Giants plus
Well, the
3.5.
Giants are in that division too, but like,
I'm gonna go with the
But
Giants plus
That's always
3.5.
been the huge.
yeah.
All right, then we go to the Jaguars and the Packers.
Jaguars,
Who's-
Packers. This ought to be, what is this,
Taking
9
the cheeseheads?
points?
13.5. Green
Oh.
Bay.
Jesus.
But you know what? Green Bay, it's so weird whenever they
What
just
day?
completely flunk.
Yeah, what day you're going to catch them on?
Yeah. The 2 losses
I'd
that
still-
they've had.
I'd still go Green Bay
I'd still
minus
go Aaron
13.5.
Rodgers and Green Bay, but still.
It's 2020.
weird.
I'm going Jaguars plus points.
At home.
Okay.
Everyone in this room.
I am.
All right, we got
Hey,
Washington.
what do you think? The
Look,
guy who played for
Yeah,
Minshew
that
actually
kid played pretty good. So that's
Yeah,
why I
your-
was like, you know what? If he
your
throws,
boy- your
all he's
boy
got to
could
do
be,
is
uh,
throw like 2 touchdowns or
Jake
whatever.
Button.
Yeah.
Right. So we got the
You know what?
Washington.
I think Lutton had something.
Did he
here.
have something?
I saw it in his
We're gonna have
helmet.
to see.
I think so.
We're gonna
You know
have to
what?
see.
I'm gonna look it up.
You know, you got
And
a
you
little
look like a
something
Florida.
too.
You look like a Florida
know.
girl too.
I know.
Like Florida could be your spot.
Yeah. Have dueling Jacksonville Jaguar quarterbacks.
All right. Moving on to the next game. We got the Washington football team taking on the Lions.
See, dude, this week's lineup is absolutely. I mean,
Bonkers.
listen. Last time I said this about the NFL's lineup, it ended up being one hell of a Sunday. But these games just are shaping up to be
There's no spread on this game right now
Terrible.
that I've seen. There's no spread on it.
Washington, Detroit.
Washington, Detroit. Yes.
I'm going Detroit for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Washington is a terrible football team.
Yeah, I'd go Detroit also.
Houston is going to Cleveland. So we got the Texans taking on the Browns.
What's the spread on this one?
Ooh. Browns. What I have now is Browns -3.
I'm taking Texans all day. I don't think the Browns are that good of a 5-3 team. I don't.
I don't think they are either. I don't think that record.
Duke Johnson
Stands.
is out, and they're going to put in the other
And
Johnson.
David Johnson.
I mean, David Johnson's
No.
out, and we're starting Duke Johnson, who is more of a receiving type running back.
Jeff, I just heard you say word. Texans fan, Mitch.
I mean,
Hey.
Hey, they get rid of Bill O'Brien. All of a sudden, he brings out the jersey.
I told you, but I mean, look,
That's the Fitzmagic jersey he'll
Yeah.
have out.
David Johnson's
The
out
Texans
with
one.
a concussion. Duke Johnson will be playing. He's more of a receiving type running back, so I think Deshaun Watson gets in a groove, and I think they beat the Browns.
Texans, Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Browns, just because Houston is 1-7 against the spread this year.
They're 1-7 against everything this year. It's
All right,
terrible.
now this one may be a little fun. We got the Bucks taking on the Panthers in Carolina.
This should be a revenge game for Tom Brady
For the right.
because of what happened this past Sunday. This past Sunday, that was his worst
38
game in
to
his career.
3.
It was the worst game in his career. It was
Third worst. game in his career.
194
Yeah.
total yards of offense
I
by
think
the
they had
Buccaneers.
36 yards in the first quarter or first half. Like, it was something retarded. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was a
Saints-
terrible football game to watch.
Yeah.
The Saints had a 31-point lead by halftime at that game. It was like you said, it was Brady's third worst game. He threw 3 interceptions. I mean, it was just just plain bad.
It was almost as if Tom Brady didn't care. Like, that's how bad it looked. When I was watching the game
Oh,
and I
he
watched him
didn't.
throw the ball around, I was like, dude, this dude doesn't care.
After a while,
like that
he
one,
was like,
that one
eh.
rollout, he ran to the right and threw it all the way across the field, and there was someone, whoever he's throwing to was double teamed.
Dude, he just
it was
threw,
like, here you go.
He threw the ball up twice, which I've never seen Tom Brady just
Me
actually
neither.
throw a ball up,
Me
and he
neither.
threw it up twice, and I was like, what is he doing? They were doing 1-yard out routes to wide receivers, like literally throwing the ball for 1 yard. They did it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. I'm like, what is the point of that? Run the football.
I think it was New Orleans plus 4.5. Maybe he took New Orleans in the points. Maybe that's what he was doing.
So,
He did
so are we
something.
saying that they won just because of how bad they played, or did the Saints actually put up a good fight?
I mean, the Saints are good. Their defense is solid. They played really good defense, but Tom Brady
Hey, that's
played.
my defense.
Tom Brady played
What's the
terrible.
spread on this game with Carolina? Because you got to remember, McCaffrey's out this week again.
Yeah, that poor guy.
Someone
I know.
who told me to get him.
Yeah. You got Tampa Bay minus 5.5.
I'm going Tampa Bay all day long. And so is Renell. She was saying, Gronk's catching a groove, which he is now, Gronk and Brady. Just throw out last game, and if you throw out last game, then this spread would be way higher than it is now.
Oh, absolutely. But that last game should scare you because that was really bad. Like, it wasn't they just got beat. They got destroyed. They're too good to get beat like that.
I agree.
All right, and like we said, the battle of the rookies, the Chargers versus the Dolphins, we already discussed.
Yep.
And then we got Denver taking on Las Vegas. So the Broncos are in Raiders Nation.
Raiders. This is such a good football game to go to. This is a
It would be so
huge
fun.
rivalry. I mean,
I would
the
love to
Broncos,
go to that.
Raiders,
So
and
fun.
Chiefs. You go to any one of those
Do
games,
you
they're
still
playing
call
each
that
other.
the black hole?
The
No.
black hole?
No.
Yeah, I think I think
Do
that
they still
follows
call
the
it?
Raiders. I
Yeah,
think that
that's
follows
just
the
Raiders.
Raiders.
I didn't know if
yeah.
that stayed in Oakland.
It's like the dog pound. I'm sure they have the
Yeah.
dog pound in Cleveland again,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But this is an incredible football game to go to. The Broncos have actually been showing signs of life lately, but the Raiders, I've been on them since the beginning. What's the spread on this one?
Who did I say? What did I say earlier? Like, don't sleep on Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You've got the Raiders minus 4.5.
Yeah, I'm going Raiders. Raiders minus 4.5.
Right now, you got Raiders in the playoffs too as a wild card. That's the second wild card. So I mean, the Raiders are playing really well. They got a lot to play for. So I'm going to say the same thing.
Minus that COVID situation
Oh, you
with
agreed
John
with me.
Gruden.
Well,
John
we
Gruden.
agreed 2 games in a row. You said Tampa
Yeah,
Bay too,
yeah.
so all right.
All right, and then we already mentioned the Bills and the Cardinals. We got the 49ers taking on the Saints
Saints.
in New Orleans.
You didn't even say. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say it too.
I mean,
it
yeah.
could be 20 points. I'm
Banged
still
up
taking
49ers.
the Saints. Do the
It's
Bruins
9.5.
banged up.
Saints
That's it?
minus 9.5.
Oh man, I'd jump on the Saints all day. That might be first quarter.
Yeah, Saints.
All right.
That's
and
why.
then,
That's why I didn't even want to.
Just-
You just said that game. Saints. Boom.
and then, like we said,
next game.
next game. All right, like we said, the Bills jumped all over the Seahawks last week. So the Seahawks are traveling and on the road in LA. They're playing the Rams, who's staying at 5-3. It's only a 1-game difference between the two. 6-2. Seahawks 5-3. Rams. Who are we taking?
This is an
Rams minus
afternoon-
1.5.
Rams minus 1.5. This is an afternoon game. The only one that's probably worth watching this on the afternoon. Like this is the funnest game on paper, at least.
Yeah.
That you can see. Man, what Seahawks team is going to come out? Just sometimes the Seahawks look great. Then sometimes we were talking about them being almost undefeated. Then they got stomped by the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, like embarrassed. And then
It's a tough game because I don't know because Rams defense is really, really good. Seahawks defense is really, really bad. So I'm going to go LA Rams minus 1.5 just because I think whenever you have a team like Seattle that's played really well and that kind of gets lucky and then gets beat like they did, I think you kind of see a way to beat them.
They
and
might have exposed.
Sean McVay's
Sure.
a really smart guy,
I
really
mean,
smart coach.
Speaking of defenses, Seahawks, like Pete Carroll, there's been a lot of talk about his defensive coordinator and like trusting him or not.
Speaking of,
letting
he
him go.
got an extension, 3 more years there, so he'll be in Seattle a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Good for them. He's a great coach for Seattle.
He is.
Well, it's going to be interesting because you got the Seahawks that are first in points per game in the NFL and the Rams defense that is second in the NFL in points allowed. So, be a really good matchup. That's why I'm going
Roy
Rams.
said,
And so,
Roy said
you're
he
going
went to
Rams.
the.
Yeah.
Are you,
Roy said.
did you say Rams or Seahawks?
So there's always a game that I'm not touching. This is the one that I'm
Too
not.
hot
I
for
wish
ya?
I could do
Yeah,
that.
it's-
I
You
wish
don't wanna
I
get
could do
burned?
that. I wish I could just say I'm not involved in this one, so I'm not going to say anything.
What's the over under? Here, I'll touch it. What's the over under?
Rams minus 1.5.
No, what's the over under?
Oh, you're going to do the over under.
Ah.
Okay. Here's this guy, 54.5.
I'll take the over.
Okay. All right. We got the next game. We got Joe Burrow taking on the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger. So the Bengals are in Pittsburgh.
This is another interesting game.
Perfect
Sort
still
of a rivalry
record.
game. It says perfect record, but man, they have played nobody, and they have an easy schedule. Like the Steelers,
barely slid
the Steelers,
past.
I think they win 2 more games. They're in the playoffs. They're going to coast into there. It's pretty. What's the line on this?
You got the Steelers minus 7. This is one
This
that
might be a
I'm going
sneaky
Bengals
game.
plus 7.
Yeah, this might
Just
be a
because-
sneaky game.
Just so you know, Cincinnati's 6-1 against the spread this year. Cincinnati's really good against the spread.
This might be the game that Vegas makes their money on.
Correct. I think this is one of those games where you're just like, oh, Steelers minus 7, no doubt. And then you got the
Something
Bengals
happens.
coming off of a bye. You've got Joe Burrow
Yep.
playing really well. Bengals are playing decent.
And anybody that plays Pittsburgh now is going to give them 110%.
Correct.
Because they want to stop that undefeated record. They want to be them. So
you got
I'm with you.
Ben doing this COVID thing over this past week. Don't know if he's going to play or not. I mean, I think that's a perfect setup to take the
Bengals.
underdog.
I almost would say Bengals would win this game, but because eventually they will get beat, but because they played some easy teams. I like Cincinnati in this game, though.
Yeah, I like those points.
The thing is,
They're healthy right now, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Steelers have barely like slid past.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
It's been very, very rough going. Look, you're just pulling it up 28-24, 27-24. And you go through, I mean, they blew out the Browns, but you go through all their games, and they beat
the Ravens, which kind of, in a lot of people's minds, solidified them as a really good team.
But the Ravens aren't that good.
Correct. Who knows if the Baltimore's that good?
I mean,
I'm going Bengals. I'm going Bengals +7 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they put on an interesting game against the Cowboys last week. I will say that they took it 24-19. So the next game,
Marcelo Souza, Lauren, you is very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Nothing
I
on me or
appreciate
Jeff.
it.
Like it's just Lauren.
We
Like
get-
cool, man. All right,
get-
well,
I appreciate
we'll
it.
leave.
good.
We'll
Yeah,
leave.
hey,
Don't
Lauren,
worry
it
about
was
it.
good.
Yeah, Lauren.
I'm sure you're getting a lot of likes on
We're
your
outta
backwards
here.
hats and on your Tigers shirt.
Yeah.
I want to say Cougars.
Red's
UNH.
not my color, but it's all good. I was doing it because I
Red
knew
is everybody's color.
I knew that my boy Grant over there would be like, "Yep, he's doing it for Tiger."
Yeah, Tiger
what you
Woods.
do?
Tiger Woods,
if
y'all.
red is not your color, what color are you?
Greens, blues.
Boy, you
Because they
answered that
compliment your
quick.
eyes, huh?
Yeah.
You answered that quick. Like I thought you were gonna be like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what color, but you knew like green and blue.
Yeah. I
Knew
mean,
exactly, dude.
What color are you, dude?
I know what
I
I'm
have
doing.
no idea.
Probably the same.
Grant doesn't care.
Any
Same
color.
thing. All right,
Grays,
so we go to the Sunday
Real
night prime
boring.
time, 7:20. We got your team, well, not your team, but who you've been wanting to talk about. Ravens taking on the Patriots. What's Cam gonna do?
This is an interesting football game.
It is.
Cam Newton's
Ravens
coming off a
-7,
comeback.
by the way.
Garrett hates Cam.
Cam's coming off a comeback game in which they were about to get blown out, and then he fumbled 2 games ago. He fumbled the win away, and Cam does not want to be shown up. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And Lamar Jackson and the Ravens don't look like they are even close to the team they were last year.
Exactly.
I mean, they look beatable almost every single game. When as last year, they were up, 2 touchdowns, sometimes 3 touchdowns early. Lamar Jackson was running for 80, 100 and something yards. And maybe it's because they have more film on him or whatever the case may be. But Lamar, throwing the ball this year, he's terrible.
To your point, the Ravens are 31st in the NFL in passing yards.
Golly.
That's bad.
Brunel
For a
says
team
the
that
Patriots
good, that is
never
really
cheated.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we're not.
What?
That's a whole nother show about the Patriots
Deflate
cheating.
gate.
Yeah.
We're not. Yeah, that's a whole nother.
I would
show.
very cautiously. I would stay away from this game just
Is
because
this
of,
the one you're staying away from?
Yeah, but just because I want to, I want to get involved and do what sports podcasting
What are
is
you
supposed
trying
to be.
say?
Is I would take Baltimore -7, but I would be really hesitant on that.
I think if I was going to do a parlay bet, man, there's a few games on here that could turn out interesting. I would put the Bengals to win up on a parlay. Bengals to win outright.
That'd be a good one.
The Patriots to win outright, and then the Seahawks to win outright. And that
Patriots
is
to
a
win
hell of a
outright?
parlay.
That's a
and
good
that
payout.
could hit.
That's a good
Yeah,
payout.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a parlay. So there, and then now I involved the Seahawks-Rams game for you.
There
You got
go.
involved in sports podcasting.
There you go.
All right, so you're taking Pats. You're taking Baltimore.
I'm going to take the 7 points with the
Yeah,
Patriots.
he's taking the points.
Well, I mean, it's
taking-
smart way. But I did say, I mean, if you want to do a parlay.
Oh, so my way's the dumb way.
No. An
Well, I mean, my
afternoon-
way's a smart
No, if
way,
you look
but I
at
mean,
the-
you can go with this guy's stupid way. It's all good.
That's
All right,
not
and then
even
we got
close.
Monday
No,
night.
man.
We got Vikings and Bears, which we'll be talking about on all of our social media platforms, and of course on next week's show.
Vikings Bears. That's going to be a
Vikings-
fun game.
Vikings -2.5.
I think that's going to be fun to watch. I really do.
Yeah, should be
I think it's gonna be a
interesting.
fun
Should be
game.
interesting. But we got this game coming up, about to start. Titans Colts. I predict the Titans. They're at home. I got
Yep.
them with 1 point.
Yep.
The Colts look beatable. They got lucky a few times. They do look a little injured. Their defense is still really good, but they look a little injured. But I'm taking Tennessee.
I just trust Tannehill a lot more than I trust Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers. I guess there was an article that came out with Phillip Rivers where
He's got a lot of
in the
kids.
Chargers. Oh yeah,
He does.
9? Is it
Yeah,
9?
he's got-
8 or 9?
Like,
I know.
I don't know if you follow him on
He's trying to get
social
an
media,
he's
but
trying
like,
to get an offensive or defensive side of the ball. He's
Yeah,
got 2 more left.
I saw him like playing with his kids once, like on his couch. They were like running in a circle, and he was just like tossing the ball, and the next one would come up, and just like it would go in
Yeah.
a circle.
Oh,
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh, one quick thing about the Masters I wanted to bring up.
Am I going to be able to do my deal real quick?
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. Well,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Are we
bit.
are we going 7:20?
listen,
we going to 7:30?
we got about 5 to 7 minutes left. So check this out though. But Larry Mize, who is 67 years old and won the Masters in 1987, is -2 and in 5th place in the Masters after the first round. But that is incredible. At 67 years old, shot a -2 today with all those big bombers and everything, and he
Yeah.
won in 1987, and he's from Augusta, Georgia.
That's crazy.
So an incredible story to look forward to for the Masters.
Very cool.
My turn?
Yeah, let's
All
go.
right, let's
Grant.
do it.
All right, so we're going to go back in time, but first, before we do that, I want to say thank you to Tosin and Texas AV Productions. Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. If you mention Sports with Balls, you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520. Check them out online at txavpro.com. Tosin will take care of any legit party you want
A
to do.
legit party.
What if I'm not that?
It can't be a small party,
What if
not
I'm-
a not a
Yeah.
small
What if
I'm
gathering.
not
It's
that
a
legit?
legit.
Yeah, no.
Drop the
well,
mic
see, that's
party.
the thing about Tosin. If you're not legit, he'll make you legit.
TXAVPro.com.
Don't even do
Say,
it.
you got loud.
Don't even do it.
.com.
Yeah.
.com.
So today's November
Wait a
11th.
minute,
I'm just going to move on.
what are you doing,
Today's
step
November
bro?
11th. I'm just going to move on. Today's November 11th, as everybody knows. I think it is, right? Is today the 11th?
No, that was yesterday because that
Oh,
was
it's the
Veterans
12th.
Day.
That's
Today's
right.
the 12th.
My
Today's
son's
the 12th.
birthday is in 9 days.
Aw,
Yeah, I'm trying to delay.
mine's coming up soon.
So November 12th, 1995, Dan Marino broke Fran Tarkenton's NFL all-time passing yardage mark of 47,003 yards. He ended up finishing with 61,361, which is currently 5th. So
He held the number 1 spot
Oh,
for,
okay.
20 years, something like that. It was a long time.
November 11th, 1990. Did you know that was the body bag game? After Eagles coach Buddy Ryan threatened beating Redskins so badly, quote, they'll have to be carted off in body bags.
Nice.
Oh,
The Eagles
The
defense
rivalry.
scored 3 touchdowns, winning
is it
28-14,
legal to say that?
knocking 8
Not now.
Redskins out of the game.
Damn. Whoa.
So they lived up to that. And then we started getting into baseball real quick. November 11th, November 11th, and everyone in Houston will remember this day. November 11th, 2019. Do you know what happened?
What happened?
Former Houston Astros pitcher Mike Fiers reveals the team secretly, quote, stole signs via camera from visiting teams 2015 to 2017.
I'm going to
Cost the freaking world to hate
I'm gonna
Houston.
shut your computer.
I had to bring that up, sorry. November 11th,
When everyone has their
1986. Did you know Roger Clemens won his first AL Cy Young Award unanimously? It was his first of 7 Cy Youngs. He was a unanimous winner again in 1998 and one of 7 American League players to win unanimously.
Love Roger.
Did you know Cy Young Award is named after former pitcher,
Oh
Major
my
League Baseball
God.
pitcher Cy Young?
So the football
Please
game's
go
about to
back
kick
to that
off.
episode.
If you didn't know
Please.
that, I told you. But we have some other Cy
that
Young
our
awards.
history?
Yes, correct. No, 1975, Tom Seaver won. That was his 3rd and final. 1958, Bob Turley won a Cy Young, the 3rd winner ever and 1st Yankee ever. And then, of course, it was the Braves. 1991, Tom Glavine won an NL Cy Young, the first of his 2nd Cy Young ones, and one of 7 won by the Atlanta Braves.
Yep.
4 by Greg Maddux and 1 by John Smoltz, all within a frame of about 6 to 7 years.
And only won
Oh.
1 championship.
Crazy.
All right, real quick. Randall asked us a question. Do you think, do you guys think that there will be an NHL season? Will it happen? U.S.-Canadian border closure. What are your thoughts on this, real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I
Yeah.
mean, NHL, hey, owners need this money. Like, owners are really rich, yes, but at the same time, they just can't, not play a season. That just doesn't happen.
Also, real quick,
They'll make it happen.
Abreu for the White Sox, AL MVP, and Freddie Freeman, National League MVP of the year.
Memory.
Hey, but
Good memory.
And just so you know, we did have a person the other day that was telling us that we should mention something on our next show about the Premier League. We have
All right,
we
let's
have
start
people that
talking
like
about some
Premier League.
soccer.
So I
Let's
just
start.
want to let everybody know
Yes.
Premier League coming up this weekend. Right now you have Leicester at the top. You got Tottenham Hotspur. I like Tottenham Hotspur, really good team. Liverpool 3rd, Southampton 4th, Chelsea 5th. Those are your top 5 in Premier League. I'm really disappointed in the way that Leeds United has played. That's my squad, Leeds United. They came in from the Champion League last year. They actually got promoted up to the Premier League. Not playing well.
Okay.
But I'm
All right.
gonna do more Premier League.
We'll start
I want
getting-
people to
All
pay
right, maybe-
attention to Premier League.
Maybe you
I'm
can
gonna
start
do
doing
more
stuff
of
on
it.
our social media too.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do
Yeah,
that.
start interacting with you guys. And real
Correct.
quick, since we weren't
I
here
like
Monday or
Premier League.
Tuesday,
Corey Davis.
what's crazy? Oh, there we go. What's crazy that happened over the weekend? Notre Dame won over Clemson by a touchdown, 47-40, in double overtime. And it was Clemson's first season loss since 2017. Just absolutely crazy. Anyways, I believe we are kind of pretty close.
Well, and to Jeff's point,
we're good.
they lost with Trevor Lawrence on the sideline.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
He's so mad about
We're not
the
gonna
mask
we're not gonna
situation.
sit here and get into this
Yeah.
mask and COVID stuff. But
Yeah.
anyways, listen. Thank you guys for paying attention. Thank you to
We're
Joe
listening.
Applewhite. Joe Applewhite. Oh my God! I got to come up with something new.
We're good,
Joe
we're good.
Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270.
Hybrid Technologies Group, Roy Stanton, contact them. They will take care of any of your phone, cloud services, anything like that. Thank you, Roy Stanton and Hybrid
Construction
Technologies
Concepts.
Group.
Construction Concepts. I interrupted you.
You're good? Go ahead.
Construction Concepts, and give them a call. And Texas AV Productions.
Yep.
Tosin. Those
Tosin.
guys.
Hey,
So-
thank you so much for making it happen, Johnny
Yeah.
J. Great job today. We love having you with us. Thank you so much.
All of our social media. Follow us on all of our podcasts now. Everywhere, just type in Sports with Balls on your phone, and we're there. For Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, this is Sports with Balls, and we're out.
Peace.
See y'all.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.